Game Podcast, where we bring you the gaming news and reviews we care about.
And this season, we're playing through one game at a time with our official video game book club.
Whether you're the type to 100% every single side quest,
Or you're just here for the vibes and the story.
easy mode, or expert, you belong in our conversation.
Boop, 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 boop. Grab your snacks. Let's break it down one level at a time. Did you guys see my little Disney wand I was trying to do? If you're watching video wise.
Sorry, I had to cough so hard. And I didn't know we were going live. And that's why I was really awkward.
That was a cough?
It was like I guess a cough. I needed to cough to scratch my throat. And Josh was like,
Oh.
"You're live." He whispers this, and I'm like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can't cough right now. Sorry."
That cough was legendary.
That was the scariest thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
Only thing that was gonna scratch that itch in my throat. I don't know what else you would do to scratch your throat. Don't do that. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, yeah. I was like, wait, is Jericho okay? Because I had like something else pulled up on the screen that I was like looking at, and I just heard that, and I was like, who was that, and what happened? Like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, guys, I am one of your hosts, Kayla.
And I'm Jerica, your other host. And yes, Bobcat's better than a fart. I don't know. Sometimes a fart could be pretty nice. I guess for everyone else here could be worse. Anywho.
It might have muted it if it was like off cam enough because of your mic and the way it does your audio.
Oh, it is fancy. I probably wouldn't pick it up.
Maybe it sounded like just like in the distance. Oh, that was good. Guys, I don't know if we've ever said this before. Jerica is great at vocal impressions. Like
Yeah.
animals, noises. What else
Yeah,
you got
just-
in your arsenal?
I guess whatever non-human sounds. So like animals and inanimate objects that could make sounds. I'm horrible at impersonating people, so I can't do that because I just can't do accents. We all know this.
I mean, I think you can do accents, but that's okay. We're so incredibly rude by not addressing our third member, technically our fourth. But you may see this gentleman that looks similar to me in the bottom left-hand corner if you're watching on the stream live. But welcome, Koleman, to the show. Nice to have you.
Hello. It's so good to be here. It's so good to be here.
Yes, this is the perfect episode and video game book club for you to be on. For Titanfall 2 is what we're going to be covering today. We're talking about the kind of like first story beats, first couple of missions. And we're also going to be talking about some original Titanfall lore, which I'm very excited to talk with Koleman about. Koleman is my little brother, not so little brother, much taller than me. But
A little bit.
really funny story that we have to talk about before we dive too much into everything that we have planned, which is a lot. But Koleman is actually on a lost episode that never saw the light of day from JK Games Podcast.
I forgot if I just
Hey,
record it
but I was
or it died. I don't know.
What, Koleman?
I was there as it was like a founding father moment, you know? Like I was there when it was like in person and it was just like I don't know. It was something special about it, but then it was lost to the wind.
Which
So
Star Wars game? Unleashed?
We were trying to figure it out. Yeah, so I don't remember what the occasion was. Or Coleman, do you remember were we just talking about your history with Star Wars games? I think you were explaining Star Wars games lore to us, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
it was like I think y'all asked my favorite game, and then I explained that it was this Star Wars game, and that there was a new movie coming out, which was around that time, and I was like trying to come up with a theory that they got meshed together or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. And what's funny is we were so early podcasting days, y'all. Like Coleman mentioned, we were still in person, like recording in like Jerica's office. And I think what it was is the audio wasn't recording. And it was like the biggest noob like podcasting mistake. We were so mad and we felt so bad for Coleman. So this is our repayment like 6 years later, Coleman. Thank you for joining.
Redemption.
I am bummed because I do remember being very impressed with your ability to talk through these games. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I learned a lot from you. And I bet a lot of other people will learn from you. And instead, I was like, "Sight, no one else is gonna learn anything from Coleman because I just didn't record something. I don't know."
Yeah.
But yeah, tonight is the night to pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. We can do that.
hmm
And we
Have a good
will.
episode.
Heroic Headgear said, shout out Coleman with the sick ass Star Wars banner in the back. So you've already been recognized for your all of your things that you have in your room. Coleman's a huge Star Wars fan. Um, but before we get too far in, Coleman, do you have anything you want to plug for the people? Anywhere you want people to follow you at? Where can people find your stuff? Coleman has in the past streamed games before. He's also made gaming clips on TikTok and Instagram. So Coleman, where would you like the people to follow you at?
Pretty much anywhere on social media is my name. So it's KO Coleman. It's Coleman, but the L's a one. So it's just KO1 E-Man. And like that's basically where you'll find me everywhere. I post on YouTube sometimes. I really want to get back into it. You'll find like videos of me and my friends doing really stupid stuff IRL and some gaming videos on there too. I have a TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but people want to follow me on there for some reason. So
He has like
I'm still working
86,000
on that too.
followers. He's very much downplaying his, yes.
Wow.
No, I blew up during COVID for like a dumb computer video, and then I think a bunch of like younger like I had like a younger audience, and then like when I stopped uploading that kind of stuff, they didn't want to.
Don't
Anyway, I didn't
downplay
want to
it.
do that.
Yeah,
You blew up your
I
COVID just like Animal Crossing. Like y'all are the same thing.
mhm,
it's true.
I
Maybe
am
did you
Animal
do any
Crossing.
Animal Crossing like content?
No,
Disappointed. I
You did it.
get
Didn't
off
you
this
just
show
play it?
right now. Want it? You never have you ever played Animal Crossing? He's like, no,
no.
I play real video games.
Coleman's not the traditional, like, Coleman actually, we have very similar tastes, and we have a lot of, like, me and Coleman are very close in age. We're only like 2 years apart. So we grew up playing a lot of the same games, which is why we both have this nostalgic attachment to Titanfall. It was, it came out at a time where we were playing a lot of games together, especially like multiplayer. And so we would literally like we would couch co-op too, and we would like pass the controller back and forth. So it we have similar tastes, but Coleman's less of like a cozy like gamer, I would say. Like some like one of your favorite games is like Minecraft, which I would consider cozy sometimes, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe?
I
It's
mean,
a sweaty gamer's cozy game. I feel like
exactly. That's what I was going to
Oh,
say. It's cozy for a sweaty gamer, you know?
yeah.
sweaty gamers.
I love
But
sweat,
like
for everyone.
I wouldn't consider myself that sweaty. It's just like that I came from like being a sweaty gamer. Now I'm trying to like dissolve that sweatiness and to
Hmm.
try to find my comfort game, you know?
Oh,
Um,
okay.
which I've been slowly starting to put the pieces together. So,
Nice. Well, I did want to shout out French Dip Design in the chat for the resubscription. We love to see you here. Thank you for being here and supporting Titanfall. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we got Cognitive Clips in the chat. Um we've got Heroic Headgear, of course. We've got Bobcat CR. We've got Fancy Nancy. Our mom is in the chat. We love a whole family occasion. Yeah. But Coleman, before we move on, thank you for plugging your socials. Definitely check out if you're new here, check out jkgamespodcast.com where you can check out our merch, which you can see me wearing right now. Jerica has been working so hard on this one design that I cannot wait.
No, no, there's
Oh,
two
there's two of
cooking.
them.
And
Yeah,
let me
that's
get the
right.
oven. I wish I could open it. I need a fake oven right here, like an easy bake oven, so I can make constant jokes about things that are cooking and then like, make that. I need that prop. I'm a prop gal and I need a baby oven. Josh, do you have an easy bake oven laying around? I feel like you would.
This might not surprise you, but I have a full Subway oven from a Subway store.
Gosh, we could be cooking footlongs all day.
Yeah.
You know,
We have
we
foot-long
got
memes around
footlong in the
here.
oven. The buns,
I'm
the
not even joking.
buns are in the oven, but that's like a thing when you're pregnant. So
Yeah.
no, there's got to be a way to make that gaming related. Regardless, so I'm working on two designs for our shop. The first is going to be a Backlog of Doom shirt, and then the second one, just a video game book club shirt. So hopefully have both of those launching probably beginning of October.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
goal.
yeah. Perfect for spooky season. Let me just say, no spoilers on exactly what it is, but it's perfect for spooky season. So
Yeah.
in addition to checking out our website and of course following us on socials, you should also join our Discord if you don't already join our Discord. I just dropped in the Twitch chat a specific link that will take you to the Titanfall 2 discussion that we're going to be having. So the goal of Video Game Book Club, which is a newer thing to our channel, we've done a couple in the past, but it's to play along with us. So, like right now, we've played up until I don't remember the mission number necessarily, but it's called Blood and Rust. It's after like the first boss. A lot of you have probably played Titanfall. If you have, we would love to hear you in the chat if you've played it. But we're gonna be talking kind of up to that point, so not full spoilers or anything. We're kind of going into the lore. We're going back in time a little bit further to talk about the first game. But before we do that, last kind of intro piece for Coleman, I'm sure we'll learn more about you. The listeners will learn more about you. I've known you for 25 years, so I don't have to learn more about you. But um, tell us if you were to be summoned, Coleman. We do this with all of our like new guests. I've got my cauldron, cooking up, and throwing things into the pot to summon Coleman to us. What 5 things would we put in the cauldron to summon
Well,
Coleman?
I have to take the cauldron and push it to the side, and we're gonna be using an Xbox 360, specifically a white Xbox 360,
Oh
because
yeah.
that was what I grew up playing,
Yeah.
and that was what I cried whenever I got the red ring of death, and our father tried to look up how to fix it and wrapped it in a towel for like 6 days, thinking that would fix it, and it didn't fix it. So that's what I want my cauldron to be, is a Xbox 360. So we'll put all of my stuff on a disc and we'll put it in
Uh-huh.
the Red Ring of Death Xbox. That's what we're gonna do.
Amazing. Okay, perfect. I don't know if you know this, quick side tangent, but Jerica has already chosen what she wants her urn to be.
Yeah.
She wants her urn to be the PlayStation 5 Pro. Is that right, Jerica? The 20th anniversary edition?
Yes. I always forget this show is sponsored by Dallas, and it's not even sponsored. He's just, forever our devoted man. I'm devoted to this man for the rest of my life because he sold me this PlayStation. And yes, I want my ashes put in it when I
Amazing.
die. So make sure
That's a good
y'all
thing.
are all hearing this. Chat too. If you hear that my funeral's nearby and you come and you don't see me in that PlayStation, you better riot and find my body to put me in there.
Yep, put her in there, coach. Coleman, what's going on your disk drive in your Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death urn? Not urn, your cauldron
Uh,
that we're summoning you in. We're putting the disc in to get you brought back.
right, right. I'm definitely, the guy in the chat nailed it right on the hammer. The Star Wars
Yeah.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Like I have to have some of the Star Wars. It's what I've loved for so long. I mean, I have a lightsaber on tattooed right onto here.
Yeah.
Specifically a lightsaber with the color orange,
Ooh.
because
Yeah.
orange colored lightsabers are just so cool.
Mhm.
Like they're mysterious. They have like certain things to it. When you think of lightsabers, think of red, green, blue, but orange is like different, creative. Like it's just has some sort of flair to it. Sticking on with the orange theme, definitely Michelangelo from TMNT. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I also have I can't really there he is. I have Michelangelo. I've always loved his personality,
Oh,
you know.
nice. You got the
I've
figure.
always loved
If you want
yeah,
it,
I've always loved
speaking of Ninja Turtles, I was a huge fan growing up as a child. Like, there's actually plenty of photos out there. Well, they're not out there. My mom has them of me dressed up as a Ninja Turtle for many Halloweens. And I'll say this, the what anniversary just came out? Like 40th anniversary, something not that old, because I was a kid when I was watching these movies. The live action movies. Have you ever watched them?
Oh, absolutely. I love the ones from the 90s. Those are my favorite.
They're re-releasing them in like 4K super resolution, and gonna be watching that on the Blu-ray player. So y'all are more than welcome to come over when that comes
100%.
out. Like, let's watch them. I haven't
Yes.
watched those
Jerica
in
has the
years.
best
Yes.
setup.
Let's
Also,
go.
Coleman, I don't know if you're watching the Twitch like stream right now, but Josh has created a visual of your cauldron and the Xbox, and he's like adding things on the screen.
Let me set the scene. It's
Oh,
like a
heck
creepy
yeah.
witch den with the cauldron, and there's like the Xbox 360 just chilling in there. I saw it, like Josh was bringing it in, it was massive.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. But what else are you putting in there, Coleman? You got Michelangelo, you've got the Star Wars lightsaber. What else you got?
Uh, there's one that has already been said by Josh already. I don't know if Josh wants to. I want Josh to announce it for me. Is there any
Oh,
way?
okay.
Can I get Josh? You already know what it is.
Oh, yes. This the
Just
one
a
thing,
bit.
the one, yeah, well,
No,
kind of. It's not
kind of.
actually, but
I'm
the one
scared.
time, like, because I've known Kayla for a long time, and so, when you know someone, sometimes, maybe you're playing a game with them or something, and they're like, "Oh, my brother's gonna join." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know your brother, okay." And so this one time, like 2, 3 years, I don't even know, it was a long couple years ago. He joined. We were playing something,
Fortnite.
and we had
Yeah.
like a 30-minute discussion about potato chips. And I found it so interesting that he said his favorite chip is Lay's stacked sour cream and onion. And I thought that was so unique because who picks that over Pringles? Usually people are Pringles people. But I didn't know this. Like when he said that, like that it's actually like a big part of his personality. If you actually see his content and stuff,
Wow.
you'll see it in the background. You'll see the lay stack, that blue tube with the yellow top. You'll see it like all over the place. It's he lives the life, you know.
He
I'm
does.
built like a late stacks Pringles guy.
Oh,
I'm built like it.
oh yeah. I love that energy. This is gonna be a great show.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. We're just getting started. So Lay
Put that
Stacks,
on the put that on the disc. Yep, that's
put it on the disc. Josh got to announce it. Very happy for him.
Yeah.
So you got two more.
the last one is probably this one was a little tough for me because I was wondering if I wanted to stick to just it's a show. I wanted to stick to either just one character or do the whole entire show, and that made me double take to do this the whole entire show. I really just my favorite show of all time is Adventure Time. Again, like it's so great. Like there's the lore of it, the characters, they're so rich and genuine, and like I was like, oh, I want to put Finn in the disc, but I don't. But I love Jake, and like I love all the different, So that's just like that show, the humor of it, everything. Like it's just so good about that. And BMO's great.
That's my favorite. Okay, cool. I think you had one more, but you could do like I think that was four. So what's like if you had to pick like a favorite game of all time? I know that's a huge question, but what would be your favorite game of all time that you would put in the disc?
Oh man.
It's okay. That's a hard question.
Oh, I know, because like it changes,
It
it really
does, yeah.
changes with you.
Hmm.
My go-to answer is always still from the Lost episode. It's always the Force Unleashed game, Star Wars game. Like it's just that great. It's replayable. It's user-friendly. Like it's just so much fun to play that game. Star Wars Force Unleashed. It's so good.
Maybe we can convince Jerica for that to be a future video game book club,
Yeah.
and we can get you
Wait,
both
let's bring it back from the vault. It's just been vaulted.
Yeah.
And guess what? You don't have to play the first game to play the second one. That's probably a lie, but
That's
I
the
just like to
first
play the
way to
second
get
one
on the
better.
show every time. If you can say, hey, you can play the second game without the first one, you're on this show all the time. You're welcome on. You can tell me if there's like The Last of Us Part 3 comes out, Coleman, you can host the show. I'll give it to you just because of that opinion.
Hmm.
I'm really
Jerica's of strong belief that that is the case.
don't play the old things. It's fine. Let it go. I'm done.
Let it go. Amazing. Well, Coleman,
Yeah.
thank you for summoning. Now I know exactly what to put in the cauldron or the Xbox 360 to be able to summon you. So we will do that for the next video game book club. Um, we did not have a traditional question of the week this week for our listeners. We normally have like a question that we ask pertaining to the game. We did have a couple comments. We had a lot of people excited for our Titanfall 2 video game book club. So a couple things from our heroic headgear who's currently in the chat. Something that he really wants us to talk about later in the show, which we will, but really wanted to make sure that we brought up at some point during the pod and pay attention as we play. So if we're continuing to play throughout, because I know Jerica and I'm on my replay. Jerica's on her first play. Can't wait to hear her first impressions. But to pay attention to the 2D skyboxes. Coleman, do you know what he's talking about when he says that? Present in each
I
mission?
I I don't actually know. Like,
Okay.
is it talking about like the artwork before like loading
This is my
screens?
I
time
think
to
Is that what it's
shine. I'm going to
talking?
interject.
he's
Uh,
interjecting. He's interjecting.
ding, ding,
There's
ding.
level of artistry put into these that somehow makes it feel more alive than a full 3D rendering of the surrounding area. Each mission has some location that's an absolute work of art to look at and is just the background scenery. So
So a
Josh,
skybox in 3D games, basically how 3D games are made, it's like you're in the level, you're in the world or whatever. But in the actual like in the background environment, it's the level exists like in a sphere usually,
mm,
okay, behind the scenes. And that sphere is mapped to it like little clouds, maybe the sky, it could be even the ocean, it could be even like trees in the background, but it's basically usually a 2D flat picture that's mapped to a sphere, and maybe there's some animation to it. And so I actually have not paid attention to the Titanfall 2 skybox. It's called a skybox, but it's not necessarily the sky. But basically, anything you're
oh,
like looking at the 3D environment, there might be something in the far background past the 3D environment that is like the rest of the level, but
okay.
it's like in movies, the matte painting background or something, you know. In games,
Yeah.
it's like the illusion to make the level look bigger than it is.
Oh. Yeah, I've never looked at that. Thank you, Kegger, for pointing that out because I'm gonna next time I log on to play the rest of the game, I will definitely pay attention to that. Another comment from our cognitive clips in the chat. Absolutely phenomenal campaign. One of the best, if not the best, for a first-person shooter. Movement, gunplay, and the hook shot are excellent as well. Just cannot say enough good things about it. And then finally, our very own P-Swag in the Discord. Please join the Discord so you can participate in these conversations. He said, all I'll be saying tonight is she fall on my Titan till I too, I fear.
Wow, revolutionary.
And I feel like that is just really what's going to set us up for success for the rest of the episode. And I cannot wait to just, that's our, Coleman was like looking at our episode document and he was like, I just saw this one thing and I'm dying.
That one really got me. That one really got me.
Uh,
He's here in spirit. But you know what I'm really excited for is when I invited Coleman, I talked to Jarek and I was like, hey, I think Coleman would be a great addition to this podcast discussion. Coleman immediately understood the assignment and he said, I have a game that I want us to play, which Josh has so kindly set up. So I'll give him time. I'll give a spiel and I want to hear Coleman's vision for the game before we start. But it's primarily from what I understand, it's primarily for Jerica as in the newest player. And Josh is also a new player, but he has the answers. But he came to me, he was like, perfect, I got a game. And I was like, amazing. You know exactly. This is the icebreaker for the episode, 30 minutes in. Um, but Coleman, tell us your vision for the game. Josh has got it pulled up
Well,
on stream. So take us away.
the vision for the vision for the game was it's more or less of a game, but more of like a quiz now because
Oh,
I
okay,
was
okay.
expecting I didn't know that Jericho, I didn't know you were already going to be playing it, so it was more of like a game where you were going to go in blind, you don't know anything, but since you've been playing it a little bit, it's more like going to be a little bit of a quiz now. So
well, joke's on
we'll
you,
see how good
buddy.
you do.
I don't remember shit. So
All right, all right,
new, and I've only had like a few hours with it. Oh, it's gone. It's gone already.
all right,
Terrible.
all
All
right.
right, so here's what
So
we'll do. Jarek,
Oh,
basically,
if you can pull up the stream so you can just see it. For the listeners, podcast audio listeners, we can do some like visual descriptions of what you'll see, but I would encourage you to try to catch the YouTube, recording or live Mondays on Twitch. And that way you can kind of see some of these fun visual games as well.
Yeah, all right. Are you guys
All right,
ready?
so I will
so
pull, yeah, go ahead and explain it.
we got a we're gonna be doing a kind of like a character guessing or character naming thing. So we're gonna be showing the first one, and it's this is basically I'm gonna be having you guess what this guy's name is. That's all you gotta do.
that's all you got to do. This is gonna be
We're
entertaining.
starting off easy.
That looks like a Fred. I don't know. No. Ron?
For yeah, I mean, this is
Uh, can't Colonel Anderson. That's from Mass
Oh,
Effect. That's wrong. Am I
okay.
close
So
to
you
something
think he's
else? A Colonel?
somewhat his name, Kayla? Do you want to come in for the steal?
okay, here's the thing. I didn't give my history yet, but I played Titanfall when it first came out. We talked about it a little bit. So I've played Titanfall and Titanfall 2. I'm horrible at remembering character names. So this is kind of funny for me too. Because okay, wait.
Is it Kirk?
I can't
It's
tell
not
if
Kurt.
is this Captain Laptomosa? Is this like
I
the
wouldn't I wouldn't start you off with a hard with like a instantly like hard one, but
or
it
is this Cooper?
to
This
be
is you
fair,
who you're playing as.
this is Jack Cooper. This is
Yeah.
Jack Cooper.
Yes.
The
Jack
main
Cooper, the main
character.
Yeah.
character.
Cool.
To be fair, you don't
The
see
whole
him very
time.
often.
Yeah,
That's
So
true.
I don't know. I don't know. I was picturing more of a less of a goatee, more of a full blown face bush, beard. I
Ace
guess we
Bush.
can do that. I mean beard.
We love to see the
so
face.
basically what we're looking at is a really handsome Mr. Jack Cooper with holding a pilot helmet and having his knife and armor on, just looking off in the distance, all handsome like.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
yeah, that's Mr. Jack Cooper. We can go on move on to the second one, which is this one should be pretty good.
Okay, okay, okay. Fun fact, Jack Cooper, doesn't his voice actor does like a lot of different stuff, right? He was a Fallout. The voice actor's name is Matthew Mercer.
Oh, yeah.
He's like very,
Critical
he's
Role.
like a,
Wait,
yeah, yeah, yeah. What is it? He's in that show, right? Critical Role, right? Yeah.
yeah, he's like
He's in
the founding.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's in a lot of stuff.
He's in
Jericho, what's
Overwatch.
this?
Huh?
Who's
Oh,
this?
that's BT.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I only know that because of Beach Things from Death Stranding. Y'all didn't tell me there were BTs in this game.
hmm
Hey, I mean, there's more than just BTs. There's some other ones. There's some other ones.
This is the original BT. This came from
Um,
America.
Is there an acronym? Does it stand for something like buddy tank? You know? That's my buddy tank.
it's Buddy Tank.
Eh,
It really is.
Well, hey, you're on a streak. We'll go ahead and go to the third one since you're already on a hot streak. What would you name BT?
That like the acronym.
What is the
Oh,
what would you
Crawdaddy.
name that robot?
Crawdaddy. A CD. That's
A
my
CD.
Crawdaddy. Yeah.
that's so
All right,
funny.
who is this lovely man that we have right here?
He died, right? He died quickly. He's like telling you, he's giving you the tutorial, making sure that I know how to use a thumbstick at the beginning, which in turn is to control my crawdaddy. He's like, can you look to the left, to the right? I miss those kind of tutorials in games, by the way, the ones where you're just looking up, left, and it's like, affirmative, you can use a controller, gamer.
It's very Halo 1, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Do you know his name?
is it Logan
You're close. You're kind
Lawson?
of close.
See, it's there. It didn't stick with me long enough to like. One thing I'll say, I've noticed I'm playing the PC version.
Me
We'll
too.
get into that why in a minute, but I couldn't get captions to load because I can't tell what they're saying. I'm trying to read. I'm like, who's who? That's how I sort of learn people's names. If I can see them a few times, it'll stay. But I can't turn on captions in this game.
Oh, not very accessible for this
No.
2016 game.
I can't see or read, which I don't know how that helps me if I can't read. I don't know who this is, but he's dead now.
Kayla, Kayla for the stool. Kayla for the
I
steal.
do. This is who I thought that originally me, Captain Laptomosa. This is Captain
You said that, but I wouldn't have never
Yes.
lap dance.
Laptomosa.
That's his new name now.
That's so funny. Captain.
We can go ahead and move on to our next one, but yeah, he's the captain. I don't know if I can spoil the story so far, but he's an important character for the
Mm.
first chapter of Titanfall 2. So
Yeah.
Wow, who's
go ahead.
this
Yeah.
foxy gal? Haven't seen her yet. Lucy. I'd
Uh,
call her a
who is
lady.
she?
Lucy. Lucy, you over there? Oh, Lucy.
Goosey Goosey?
Lucy
Oh.
Goosey. Uh,
Oh.
Bobcat's just like BT's part of the serial
It's
number.
not
That's
Lucy,
boring.
unfortunately.
Yeah. I believed Coleman that it was
It's kind of
Buddy Tank. I
standard.
didn't actually know.
Buddy Tank. I don't know who that
I
lady is.
I don't know who this is either. Maybe my memory is escaping me.
Let's see if chat has it since neither of you two know it.
Chat, do you have any guesses for this lady? Heroic
Chat, help
Headgear,
us.
though.
Let's see
For
if
sure.
people in the chat know.
Heroic Headgear also said Matt Mercer is in every third game, it feels like, which is funny.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But
Also,
we're looking
Fancy
at
Nancy's still in
a
chat.
average height woman with a bandana or scarf on.
Oh, Heroic Headgear Anders. That's correct? Coleman? Anders? Is it correct? Can you hear us?
Um, I don't know now. I don't believe
Mm.
that's what I have down.
Dude, let's
Hey,
look
just
at
to,
the
I
just
said
to
Anderson
clarify,
earlier.
the podcast, that is true. That is true. Just to clarify for the podcast listeners, I didn't say what BT looked like. He is in fact a giant crawdaddy. Like he has giant
Oh,
claws
yes.
going up,
Yes.
and he um he holds a gun and he shoots robots.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I have down for this lady, if chat hasn't got it already, this is Miss Sarah Briggs.
Yes, that's right.
I love that
Yes.
name, Briggs.
Briggs.
It's a good one. I don't know what it's from, but it sounds like just like every sci-fi kind of, soldier name. Briggs.
Heroic Headgear defending himself, saying I'm in small window mode and only glancing at the screen.
That's fair. That's fair.
What we got next? What's next?
We got two left.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and this one will be a familiar face.
Okay.
Your face one.
Yay.
That's robot lady face.
I actually
that
knew this as she's
Exo from Destiny.
it does look very Destiny, but she's in Apex, isn't she? Yeah. So I didn't see her in this game yet, but when he sent me these characters, I was like, wait, I know this one.
Do you know her name? Or do you have the
I
answer?
mean, I
She shows up.
Yeah. It's Ash. It's Ash from Apex. Jericho has played Apex, which we'll have a whole Apex section of Apex, but
All right.
yeah, Ash from Apex Legends and Titanfall originally. Good answer. Good
All right,
answer.
we got one more.
That's a guy in a helmet. Guy in helmet.
I think that's heroic headgear.
That makes sense. That's exactly who that is. That's from now on, that's who it is when I'm playing.
Nice.
I'll let you know when I see heroic headgear in my game again.
Yeah. Any
This is
guesses?
I'm not gonna say who it is. Any guesses? Guy in helmet?
Guy in helmet. There's like 50 million of them in this game.
That's funny.
Hmm.
Coleman, you said you're not going to share who
Stanley?
it is.
So this, I'm not gonna say who it is because you gotta guess it. But this guy is my favorite boss fight in Titanfall 2. He is very fun to go against. Very, very fun.
I mean, anybody with that stance knows how to have a good time. Anybody hands on the hips?
Kayla, do you know this name?
I don't remember this person's name. It's been a while since I've replayed, which we'll talk about, but I don't
Well,
remember.
he is a pilot like Jack Cooper, but he's a bad guy, and his name is Viper. That's what his goes by. It's Viper. And for a little bit of Apex lore, Viper's daughter is in Apex Legends.
Oh, that's
Is
right.
Apex.
Who's his daughter?
hmm
Who is it?
What's
She's the one that has the jetpack. She has a jetpack, and Viper in Titanfall 2 has a Titan that flies. So she kind of takes inspiration from her dad and uses jetpacks. So I forgot her name though.
Is it Horizon? Or Watson? No,
It's not
Watson's the one
Horizon.
with the oh
Red
gosh, what's
Valkyrie.
Oh,
Valkyrie,
Yeah, okay. I
Valkyrie.
got you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
Valkyrie, heroic headgear got in the chat.
That's cool.
I got you.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore crossover. Thank you, Coleman, for the game. Very fun.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was a little quiz. You did very well. You did very good.
No,
Crawl
I did
Daddy.
horrible. I fail. You can say it.
Crawl Daddy. We got a new fun name for
My
BT.
CD.
Um, well, thank you for giving us our little icebreaker. And I know you mentioned briefly a little of Titanfall lore. That our icebreaker was our easy mode. We're gonna jump into our normal mode where we dive a little bit deeper into the lore of Titanfall and give Jerica and Josh a little like peek behind the curtain. The first thing when I told Jerica that I wanted to pick Titanfall 2, she has already said that she does not care to it. She's totally for skipping the first game. Right, Jerica? That's
Oh
fine
yeah.
with you. I do recommend, well, you can't really go back and play the first game. And it did not have a campaign. The first game did not have a campaign. There was nothing. It was just multiplayer. There was some narrative story beats throughout the original Titanfall game, and I want Coleman to have a chance to kind of like talk about his first impressions of the game. But just to give you a little bit of backstory, I'm going to read this excerpt from IGN, actually, an IGN post in 2013. So this is like right before the original Titanfall got released in 2014. So this is talking about this new game that's coming out. And the post is from IGN, Luke Carmali. And the post is titled, Why Titanfall Has No Single Player Campaign. And so they're talking about this game that's really hyped that's coming out. And some of this article is really funny looking back at now, so many years later. Um, Respawn's Vince Zampella has explained why the upcoming Titanfall won't have any traditional single-player campaign. Speaking to games industry, the former Infinity Ward co-founder explained the decision was partly made due to Respawn being a small startup studio, which is so funny to think about now because they're like not small at all, consisting of just 60-something developers. So it was only about 60 people that made this whole game to start out with. That was Kayla insert. We make and this is continued quote like from the Vince Zampella, the creator. We make these single player missions that take up all the focus of the studio, that take a huge team 6 months to make, and players run through it in 8 minutes. He said, how many people finish the single player game? It's a small percentage. It's like everyone plays through the first level, but 5% of people finish the game. Really, you split the team. They're two different games. They're balanced differently. They scope differently, but people spend hundreds of hours in the multiplayer experience versus as little time as possible rushing to the end in single player. So why do all the resources go there? To us, it just made sense to put it here into the multiplayer. Now everybody sees all these resources, narrative in the game, but it'll be accessed through the multiplayer modes. Additionally, he asserted that the single player slash multiplayer blend could work if studios have enough resources, and cited the Assassin's Creed franchise as one that got it right. Isn't that funny to think about now? What do you guys think about that?
I mean, he's got a good point that like, it takes so much resources to do a single player experience. And like that's gonna be what sells units is the multiplayer and people play with their friends. Um,
Yeah.
it's a balance. I'm glad with the sequel, um, they did a campaign.
Yeah. But it's just so funny to me because, like, in my world, I feel like now a lot of the focus is on the like single player narrative experience in games. Like, that's like kind of like the driving like AAA studios are really like, but I also think like 2013, this is like the rise of the online chat, like multiplayer, like for real, like Xbox Live. I know there's online games way before this, but like I'm just thinking like this era of time. Um, Coleman, did you have anything to add about that? Like because I know me and you both played the original Titanfall game when it came out. Like, do you remember being a kid and like wanting a story? Like, do you remember being happy with just the multiplayer? What did you think then?
It's almost like a mystery. You start playing the multiplayer for the first game because they sprinkle in like story bits, and you're like, "What am I playing? Like, what am I diving into? I'm fighting people. Why am I doing it? Like, why is there people jumping out of planes and dropping in robots? Like, where? Like, it did leave me wanting more, and I think that's what really transitioned to the second game so well is that you wanted a story, you wanted to know like why these people are going against each other. But also at the same time, it's a awesome multiplayer. It was the first ever game to introduce advanced movement and parkour and shooting at the same time, and it had like it had a sort of almost competitives to it as well, because like you're a pilot and you want to try to get your big robot as fast as you can, so you have to do good as your pilot, then you get your big robot. And
Yeah.
so it's really wanting me to have more,
Yeah.
learning more about the story. And I did question it as a kid to like what, why isn't there a campaign? Like there's
Yeah.
like any Call of Duty game that came out, it had campaign multiplayer zombies, you know? But with just
Yeah.
Titanfall, they were just multiplayer. So yeah, it was pretty odd.
Yeah, and I love what you said about the way that it felt because to me, like especially at the time, and we'll talk about Titanfall 2 and like Jerica and Josh's impressions of like the movement and the gameplay, but to me, like you said, it really felt like revolutionary for the time. Like, oh my gosh, like what do you mean I can wall run and shoot at the same time? Like that was just like to me, it just like blew my mind as like a young teenager, and it was just like so much fun to just like be able to like I mean, absolutely wreck someone. Like it just felt so satisfying. And the way the sounds, like the sound design of these games and the gunplay, it's just like so smooth. And even looking back at it now, like it looks great still. It
It
still stands
had
the test of time. What were you gonna say, Coleman?
it had a lot of like Destiny elements to it, and it had
Yeah.
like the sound design, calling in your Titan, and like it was just like you just feel cool when you're playing it,
Yeah,
just like
you
Destiny,
feel
like you feel
cool.
cool when you're playing it.
Yeah.
And
Um,
so I went to Twitch at the video, being inside of your Titan, like being in the dome, like right when you go in, so cool.
It's so much fun. And a lot of this carried over into the second game, which we'll talk about. Like very much similar, like visuals, the whole like life of the game feels very similar, like the way that you play, with some enhancements for sure to the overall gameplay. So this original game released exclusively to Xbox in 2014. So they actually released it onto the Xbox One, but then they also, after the Xbox One release, ported it into Xbox 360, which is probably how we were able to play it. I don't think we originally played it, Coleman, on the Xbox One. We played it on the 360, I believe. Um, no, we played it on the one. Okay. So basically, your summary, if you have no idea what we're talking about, you've seen the visuals, but you are controlling your pilot and you have a mech style like Titan that you're playing, and you only get access to the Titan in the multiplayer when you fill a certain bar percentage. Like if you're doing well, if you're making shots, if you're making kills, is when you get access to your Titan. So everyone at different levels gets access to the Titan and the Titan's abilities. You have a kit, very similar to other multiplayer games where you have a kit as your pilot, you have a kit as your Titan. So that was always really cool to me as like playing was I could have like two different play styles depending on if I was playing as the pilot or the Titan, just depending on what we're doing. Heroic Headgear said one thing, it's a different story depending on what team you're on, also, and you get both sides of it, which was kind of neat. I don't remember that, but that is really fun from the first one. It also won over 60 awards at E3 in 2013, which is crazy. I had no idea, including a record-breaking 6 E3 Critics Awards and Best of Show from several media outlets. It also won awards at Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and received like great reviews when it came out. We have to recognize that. Well, first, before I do that, one thing I wanted to mention, because we talked about Star Wars a lot earlier. 65 people did the project, and they took inspiration directly from Blade Runner, Star Wars, Abrams Battle Tank. I don't know what that is. Uh, and Masamune, Shiro of Ghost in the Shell. So
Ah, okay.
all of those things, Jericho knows Ghost in the Shell. Would you say that that kind of encapsulates the vibe so far?
Here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of that. Never watched the movie. Well, I watched the first 10 minutes, so can't really say yes, but from the aesthetics, yeah. I can see like the fluidity of moving around
Yeah,
is definitely something that got inspired with
for sure.
to do in the game.
And the Star Wars, like to me, some of the I didn't know that they directly took an inspiration, but Coleman, maybe you can agree or like share your thoughts too. But like some of the environments you go through, especially in like the space station kind of like areas, I mean, it's definitely sci-fi, but like it looks like you're in like a like Sith like area. Like it looks very much like I can't think of the exact word I was looking for, but it
I
looks
was
like
like
you're in like a
a
spaceship, a
it's
starfighter
like
or something.
it's like truly like, I think about, obviously I'm comparing it to Destiny and I'll get into that later when y'all ask me, what do you think about this game? But it's like grounded, like in contrast to Destiny, this is really grounded in like more realistic sci-fi. Like this
Yeah,
truly
for
could
sure.
be, I don't know how Titans would be built, but this seems like, hey, this is actually happening on Earth in the future
Yeah.
versus oh, this is some time has too much time has passed. Someone's went through a black hole kind of space magic. That's none of that. It's a little bit, it's more grounded in reality. And I think Star Wars to some extent real truly is too. And I think it's because Star Wars, when it, at the, obviously Star Wars was made in the 70s, like they, that source material became the influence for all the other things. But just,
Yeah,
I can see if this is making sense, but it's like,
it
it's more
does.
grounded in what we perceive as the future
For
and
sure.
reality.
Coleman, any last thoughts that you have on Titanfall 1 before we move on to discussion for Titanfall 2?
It definitely the Star Wars element of this Titanfall 1, it kind of, again, that sucks me in because I'm a Star Wars nerd. The biggest thing that rings to me is in Titanfall 1 when you beat when you like whether you win or lose. I think it's when you lose the match in Titanfall 1 in a multiplayer match, you have to hurry back to your ship
Yeah.
and get on the ship, and then you zoom away like light speed. And I'm pretty sure that's how the missions end. And so that's kind of what
Mm.
reminds me of Star Wars. And plus the planets are very Star Wars, like the environment and the plants and like the buildings. Like it just feels very Star Wars too.
Yeah.
And it just feels from another galaxy to me.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing before we move on to talking about Titanfall 2, which is why we're here today, we just had to give you the lore, the lore drop, if you will. Um, it was unfortunately, we would love to direct you to be able to play the original multiplayer. However, get your tiny world's tiniest violin. It was it was removed from all storefronts, unfortunately, in 2021. So actually not that long ago, really. I mean, that's still like a legendary run of like almost 10 years of having like the online servers past when the second one came out. So they had both multiplayer servers online. But they did state that the servers would remain online even though it was taken off the storefront. However, that was not the case. And while you could technically still like access the multiplayer, it was really sad because it's essentially like unplayable. There's like, right, Coleman, like have you tried to play it after launch or after it got taken off?
The first game or
Yeah,
second?
the first game. Yeah, the first one.
Oh no, yeah, it's pretty much unplayable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even close. The key extremely long, and yeah, it's very long. I don't even know if it's possible, but
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
definitely not on
there's
storefront, but if you have
someone
it.
out there getting control waiting for someone to join.
Oh, I don't like thinking about that. That's sad. All right,
I'm pretty
cool.
sure the
Well,
servers are actually off, so I don't think you can match make. So I
at
think
all,
it's like
yeah.
actually just gone. Like you can't play it.
Guys, and I'll be honest, it's really hard to matchmake in the Timefall 2 multiplayer lobby,
Oh,
even.
that's sad. I mean,
You can do it.
everyone's probably on Apex though.
That's a really good
You
point
know,
that we will talk about for sure. But wrapping up our Titanfall 1 discussion, let's move into our expert mode, y'all. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. I can't wait to hear my lovely co-host's opinion on all of Titanfall. But before that, let's set the scene. So a few years pass. Titanfall original came out in 2014, like we mentioned. Titanfall 2 came out in 2016, developed again by Respawn, but published by EA this time, which is I feel like where it really got that push. Like I think that the original Titanfall was, of course, very It was well known. It won a lot of awards, like we talked about, but being published by EA with the second game, I think is really what just like, unfortunately, it brings the microtransactions of it all. But honestly, I don't mind, to be honest. I love a good Flare piece. So does Jericho. Um,
Mhm.
but it was released in 2016 for PlayStation, for Windows, and for Xbox. So it is now was available on PlayStation when it came out. But I wanted to kind of maybe we go around the horn. We kind of touched on it about like our history with the game and or lack thereof. So I played it upon release, like I did the first game. Coleman, do you remember like when you played it for the first time? Did you wait like were you waiting for a release like or did you just get to it when you got to it? I can't remember exactly when you first played it.
I think I definitely was waiting for the release
Yeah.
because I knew that it was going to have a campaign and watching I was wanting more. I was just wanting more, give me more. And I saw that EA was also producing it and it definitely wanted me to be like even more excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. And then Jerica has no history with it. But do you remember Jerica like seeing it out? Like what's your expectations going into this? Like besides hearing me yap about it all the time. Like what did you know about this beforehand?
I'm glad you're asking me this question because it reminded me of something else I needed to do earlier.
Yeah.
You probably mentioned this. What year did this come out again?
2016 for the second one. And for the first game it was 2014. No.
2014.
Yes, 2014.
You said 2016 for this one though, right?
Yes, correct. Are you double checking when it came out compared to Destiny?
Well, Destiny came out in like 2012. Like
For the first Destiny, yeah,
the
that's true.
first one, yeah. So I was just wanting to know like what else came out that year. So I'm
Yeah.
like, with this is helping me formulate my thoughts and also just trying to remember, did I even touch this game at all?
Mhm.
Because I don't have any. Funny enough, I played the multiplayer in the first one, but
Oh,
didn't
you
play much.
did. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Huh.
and I think, I think I was mad because it wasn't a full game,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I put it down like at the time. So I'm just trying to think, like Modern Warfare. Oh, that was the year Modern Warfare came out.
Yeah,
That's a big year. That
heavy
was
heavy
a,
competitor for sure. So
I
you
think if
would have
any,
been around the block.
It was the same year that Advanced Warfare came out with their own advanced set of movements like jet jumping and sliding like really far. It came out
uh,
within a few months after Titanfall 2.
and then yeah, also Battlefield 1 came out that
Mm,
year. Like I'm trying to
a
like
lot
put
of
all the,
FPS.
oh yeah, what else came out this year
Yeah.
or that year? Yeah, I never picked this up. And it was probably because yeah, I was just playing Destiny or something else at the time.
Yeah.
I think that was the range of years that I sort of fell off of gaming a whole lot. Like I played
Huh.
like some of the major ones, but I just totally this game passed me by.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
tweeted me or blue skied me at some point today. Is that what we're saying? The
The blue sky.
blue skied on me and said, "Oh, I'm so jealous." I think it might have been heroic. I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody was like, "Hey, I'm really jealous that you get to experience this for the first time. I really wish I could." And I'm like, I'm never on this side of things.
Yeah, you're
This is
normally
great.
not. You're
This is
normally not.
awesome.
You're the early
I'm so
adopter.
excited. Yeah. So
That's awesome. Cool. Josh, would you like to share your knowledge, your history of Titanfall, how you first got involved or like your expectations?
I was playing actually around this time. I was actually kind of actively streaming a lot of
That's
this.
right. Yeah.
We weren't really streaming. We were doing more Nintendo stuff, so we weren't really streaming shooters. But it was a time when I was playing a lot of new releases and things. And so what's funny is I did for sure play this, and I remember that I played this, but I couldn't remember like anything about it. And I don't beat a lot of games, even though this is short. I don't know. Sometimes if I get a game and might play it like a little bit and then I just put it down and maybe something comes up, you know? So
Yeah.
unless something really grabs me that first time where like I can't stop thinking about it, it's hard for me to get back into games. And so I definitely remember playing Titanfall 2, but it was pretty much just that launch year and I couldn't remember anything about it now. So when you guys were like, "Oh, let's do this one," I was like, "Okay, that'll be fun to see like if anything comes back to me because I don't remember anything."
Yeah.
So when I jumped in, I did remember this first kind of part, like kind of like what's being shown, where you're like trying to you're just kind of exploring. The very first mission where you're like
Yeah.
on your own and you don't have a Titan yet. And I do remember that playing that, and I can't recall why I put it down. I don't think it. I mean, it's fun to play, so I don't know. I think I just got distracted by something or just busy, and then never picked it
Yeah.
back up because I did play further for this in preparation for this episode, and I don't remember any of that. So I think I just had played that beginning part and then just never touched it again.
I wonder if there's a phenomena for I've played this opening bit so many times, and I think I get fatigue every time I go back to it, and I just move on. I think there, even though it's not, it's short, but there's just some kind of mental barrier that I'm like, oh, I gotta do this again. Dang it.
Yeah.
Um,
I get that.
but it's so weird. Like Josh, I'm in the same boat. Like I've played the beginning and it's fun, but I just always get pulled in another direction. So
Mhm.
I
No,
was
that
glad
makes
to see the
sense.
next level to, you know,
Yeah, me too.
finally.
I will say the opening level, and like Coleman kind of talked about this before we went live, but like that opening level sticks in my brain like so much. And when I think about like Titanfall, I think about the opening level where you get BT and you get like that pilot link for the first time. And oh my God, the voice is so good. The prepare for Titanfall. I can't do it, but I sounded like Bane kind of a little bit when I
Yep.
just
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
um
It's Baney.
but okay, yeah, that's kind of like everyone's history, kind of how your expectations going into it. So one thing we will definitely talk about story, but we've all kind of talked a little bit about what the gameplay feels like and the traversal, the parkour. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. So Coleman, what is your favorite thing about the gameplay of Titanfall? Like what do you love to do the most? Like what is it that keeps that like loop for you that you want to go back to and that like is the best thing in your opinion about like the gameplay and the traversal like itself?
The best thing for me is like seeing what I can do different in
Mhm.
each game. Like there will be games where I will play this pilot where I have a stem where I stem myself up and I run really fast and I bounce between walls really fast. I'll have a shotgun and I'll kill people up close, or I'll change to a different pilot and have a cloak and go hide somewhere and then snipe people across the map. And then you can also get a Titan where it's the same thing, where you can fly in the air and snipe other Titans across the map. And like, there's so many different variables that you can do for stuff like that. And so just like they kind of have a inspiration from Halo, where if you get up behind someone, another pilot, you can actually assassinate them and like do a cool move, and like you can flip around and like kill them like in a cool certain way. And it was really unique because you could get different, kinds of like that. Um,
Yeah.
and it was cool just trying out all the different combinations with like using a grapple or using a stem
Mhm.
or a cloak or even a hologram. You could hologram people like Mirage from Apex. You could shoot little holograms out and testing out all the different guns and stuff. And that's what kept pulling me in was different variables of like different things that you can do and
Yeah,
just the multiplayer. So
for sure. And I think that like I know Jerica and Josh have mainly kind of like dipped their toes into the campaign. Jerica or Josh, have either of you gotten to try the multiplayer yet, or have you mainly just been focusing on the campaign?
Just the campaign.
Okay.
Just campaign for me as well.
For sure. But one thing have you guys noticed when we're talking about like kits and like how you play the game, have you guys noticed as you progress through the story, you unlock like the different Titan loadouts? Have you guys seen that yet? How you can play as like different Titans?
Not really. I've
Okay.
seen where you can get new guns for the
Okay.
Titan. So I
Yeah.
haven't really seen like the different. I assumed at some point because I saw some Titans doing something else that was fancy that I couldn't do yet with my
Yeah.
crawdaddy. So I was like, okay, there's some variations to these
In the
Titans.
part of the mission I got to, you kind of defeat a Titan and it drops some weapon, and then you pick it up and they're like, oh, this can be like a different loadout or something. And you have to choose like, and some of them are locked, but I think the first one you get is called like Tone or something like that.
Yeah.
And I will say it changes the whole kit, like all the other supporting abilities. And I will say, ooh, this one did scratch my brain a little bit because I was like, okay, let's see what this weapon is. The sound that this weapon makes is absolutely incredible. I want him as like my text message tone or something. It's instead of like a little machine gun from the standard one when you first start, it's more like a one shot kind of rifle, and it almost sounds like a tank round or something. It's like tunk, tunk, and it's got like this like metallic sound to it too. Very
Yeah.
satisfying. Very, very satisfying. I don't like the kit as much, maybe.
Tone is
So,
very good.
but I love that primary weapon. It's so good.
I love that.
Hero
Yeah.
says, I'm gonna love the Ronin Titan kit. Okay, I look forward to it.
Okay. Cool. 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 Well, Jerica, we've kind of all talked a little bit about it, but what for you, like, what stands out? I mean, really just your general first impressions. I would love to hear, but also like, does anything stand out to you from like a movement perspective, like the actual gameplay, like how it feels?
Yeah. And I'm actually like I think I started the game on PS5. Like I played like the remaster, not remaster, but there's like an HD version. I don't know,
Yeah.
something they put out again. And it was cool. And I was like, I wonder what's available for the PC folks. So I did some Googling. I'm like, oh, I can download mods on this thing. Oh, I'm gonna mod this.
Ah,
So I started playing on PC, which funny enough, I had to go through play through the beginning again, again twice in like 2 days. So I'm really good at the tutorial now.
yeah.
So um, but I wanted that experience because HDR. This is a non-HDR game, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see an option on PS5, so on PC I'm able to like use some mods to like replicate HDR and adjust some of the variables with graphics and it did give me an option to put it in 4K. Not I know that's not
Wow.
necessary, gamers, but I'm like, oh, this is an old game that I could play in 4K. My computer can handle this. So
Yeah.
I pushed to the limit with this one.
Ooh.
So it looks really good. Like I sort of want to record some gameplay and send it to you so you can see what you think if it looks
Yeah.
better or different to you. Um, but yeah, it's running super smooth and just the core mechanics, trying to think about this game when it came out, like almost over 10 years ago. Like, they do have something really special. And Heroic Headgear brought it up in the chat. Like, EA did them dirty with having like two other main, cash grab FPS games. They're good games. Okay, Battlefield and I already forgot the other one. Something else came out that year, and I was just like, why would y'all cram this in with these two games and not give Titanfall room to breathe? Because Titanfall is truly something special. And after playing it today and like getting some upgrades and realizing like how the game's going to progress as you're learning even the levels, I miss linear semi-open situations so much in video games. And this is like the perfect, I guess, use of that in like
Yes.
a way that
100%.
and I in the parkour, you can slide up walls, and you have like I actually had a moment in like the next area where you start like going through the some kind of base of operations,
It's like
some
an
kind of acid,
environmental toxic
toxic,
sewer thing.
this mega,
Talk about
yeah,
the IMC that are hunting you down. The
sure, yeah,
IMC, the drug cartel.
God, see, and I just realized that I did Google earlier. You can turn on captions. I was just missing it in audio settings. So I'm going to turn that on so I can hear and read what people are saying because I keep missing that. Like, but anyways, that area, like, I actually got sort of stuck and I couldn't
Mhm.
figure out where to go. I'm like, okay, I like the trickiness to, do I need to go up or over? Like, where do I go? Can I actually get up there if I parkour and like run at the wall a certain way?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really impressed with the movement and how unique and good it works. Because, like,
Yeah.
people try to implement new mechanics with first person shooters, and it sometimes if you, some people don't like a huge change, but people keep saying, like, oh, this is a lot of the same, this is the same game I'm buying again, whatever. But I'll say, like, playing, I've been a big Destiny player for so long.
Yeah.
And Destiny has its special abilities with different types of classes, and they all move around differently and have different abilities. So, like, to playing Titanfall, luckily my Apex Legends skill came into play, but like,
Yeah.
even if I hadn't played that, the parkour is not hard to at first I was a little nervous, but like yeah, even if I was brand new to it, like learning to jump to the walls and like learning because you have to use momentum a lot. Like you have to like
Yes.
run and jump and hope. Like if you just run at the wall not in the incorrect way or not high enough, you're gonna miss the platform that you're trying to get to.
Yes.
So like it's momentum, it's like it's so fluid, it's not janky. Like I am very surprised with how well like this game actually plays and still holds up and still is unique to this day. Like I've never played a game like this. So like the two that I thought of was Mirror's Edge and
Played that.
fun game. That was really cool ahead of its time. Mirror's Edge and then Ghost Runner, which is a newer title and actually a sequel pretty recently came out, but it does a lot of the sliding on the walls, like jump over here.
Yeah.
And like that's a cool concept that we don't see a lot of.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Titanfall was the one to do it. And I don't know why no one else has tried to get. Where's Titanfall 3? Are we going to ask that at some point? Where is it? I mean, beat this one, but I know like why is
Don't give
this
me hope. Don't give me hope. Don't do it. Don't give me hope.
like
Don't.
All the knowers in the chat. No.
EA? And that's why I'm not going to get. We'll get to that point at some point. EA. I don't know. Like, is this not a priority for them?
No.
But maybe the rumor's true though. They've been working on. There's been
It was Apex.
word on the
It's
street
Apex
something
that
might
took
be.
over. Like it's.
They're making so
Yeah,
much money from Apex. They don't care about the story anymore. You just heard the article yourself from
it's
freaking
true.
Vince. He
It's
don't
true though.
care about the
He might
story.
care, but EA makes him not care.
Yeah, probably so. I don't even know if he's still involved with like Apex. I'm not quite sure like the
I mean,
industry.
he was the lead on why is I
Star
can't
Wars.
remember.
He's
Yes.
still very respawn like yeah,
Yeah,
studio
he's like
kind of guy.
yeah, big studio. I don't know his actual title, but
Yeah,
boss over
yeah.
at Respawn.
Yeah. Heroic said Andrew Wilson has personally canceled a third Titanfall game multiple times. Rip. Rip. I do love what you mentioned about how not really knowing if you can even get certain places because I 100% like this game does environmental storytelling in such a way that I love so much about like knowing where you're supposed to go. Like it's tricky just enough to
Yeah.
like be interesting. Like and have like that dynamic like feel to it. So I definitely agree and it is can be a little challenging at times. Are you playing on normal mode like
Yeah.
the standard? Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coleman, have you ever played the hard like the hard version of the story?
I beat it on hard.
Hey.
This most recent time that I just played,
Yeah.
I beat it on hard. I am so excited for y'all for you to beat Titanfall 2 because everything that you just said, it just gets better. Like the environmental
Yeah.
storytelling that Kayla just said, the parkour gets even better, and the like. There's also hidden collectibles in the campaign. Like you got to find
Mm.
pilot helmets. I've only ever found the ones in
I
the
saw
very beginning. I can't find
I saw
anything
one like in
else.
the like going into the base as your Titan, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of my Titan suit. And I'm like, could I get out right
Yeah, you can
now?
get out.
It's like an
You can get out whenever you want. Yeah.
they introduced that after I passed through, and you can't jump as a Titan. That's the only thing I'm pissed about.
Metroidvania
I found a helmet in
He,
the training room.
You'll
Yeah.
jump eventually.
oh, thank God, because I'm like, there's no way my Titan can jump. Come on, let me jump.
Not only do you have cool movement techniques with your pilot, you also have cool movement with your Titan. And what I love about this game too, like, is I miss the days when you get a cool ass tutorial like you did in this game. I know, like, Jericho was being cheeky earlier about how, like, oh, I know how to use my joysticks, look back and forth.
It was
Yes, but the timed thing at the beginning to me is so fun. Like, you get to do
there's a
this little,
leaderboard.
yeah. You get to do this little like
I
obstacle
played that for like
course.
40 minutes.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
it was fun just jumping around.
Yeah, and you can go back and try it again. Like it's like a I just love it because I feel like the voice of the game like comes through so much in that first like little bit. And you're just this little guy. You're Jack Cooper. We're kind of getting into the story a little bit, but like you're this guy, you're not even a pilot yet. You're literally just training. And so you get thrown in, they're like, oh, here's this Titan, and you're kind of nervous. Like you do get dialogue options. From what I remember, the dialogue options don't actually like
Yeah,
I'm trying to
affect the
romance the
game.
yeah.
BT, okay? I'm
Because
trying to
there's like
smooch
two,
over
it's like two options, and
The
one's like
crawdaddy.
The
pretty much
crawdaddy.
like kind of professional tone, and then one's like, yeah, like your kind of snarky tone, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Um,
it's like I'm trying to get it to open up to me emotionally, and it doesn't want that. It's against the rules, it says. And I'm like, come on,
he's
just
so
come on. You're already letting me. And also, I keep trying to enter it from its behind, its butt. I
Mm,
keep trying to get inside of it from behind it. And I think that might be why it's
yeah.
like trying to tell me this is against the rules. You can't
She
enter this
all
way.
Titans are too.
he's in the verse, y'all. He's in the Dinoverse.
Ah,
But
Wait,
yeah, so
you mentioned the
yes,
story. One thing I did want to call out, just as a first time
of
player,
course.
because this is what I've been told a lot, that, oh, you need to play Titanfall 2 is one of the best. It's short. It's got one of the best stories of any shooter. Yeah, this the campaign, the shooter, the story. Okay. So I played through this first through Rust and Blood through the first mech boss or whatever Titan boss,
Yes. Hmm.
and so far I gotta say I love the gameplay so far, but the story is pretty generic so far for me so far.
Okay,
So I have to.
that's fine.
I'm a little bit cautious because. And I read sci-fi books, so whatever. I'm okay with some generic. You're just this Jack Cooper, whatever his name is, this soldier man, and oh now your commander, he's giving you this Titan, and then you got to go. So there's not like a lot of story yet, and the
Yeah.
IMC, um, but it's pretty like nothing special to me yet.
Okay.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but you know that's where I'm at.
I can't wait to. I hope that you feel differently by the
Me
end because
too.
there's a lot more coming. But I get what you mean. Like in the early setup, like, but I will say, backing up a little bit, you open if you want no story or spoilers, and please exit now. But this is an old game. Hopefully you've played it or you. This is like early game stuff. So essentially, you open your Jack Cooper. You're not even a pilot yet. You're barely training, and you get thrown into war, like immediately thrown in. And your captain, who's been kind of like leading you through the tutorial, is killed in battle. And so like you get sent to your first ever like mission. You're just walking around in this Titan, and your captain is killed. You're like drop shipped on this place. There's like war happening around you. I like the scene like when you're dropped in the pod and you land for the first time. Like I feel like the HUD looks really cool when you're in the Titan. To me, it was just like really immersive, especially like for the time as well. But I think it holds up. And then you inherit this new BT and you get to like link and they describe it kind of reminds me of like specifically the Pandora ride at Disney at
Yeah,
Animal Kingdom,
I was thinking that.
where I know this is so specific, but bear with me. Like Avatar
You
is
can just
another
Avatar
brand
the
that's based
movie,
on it.
like the Blue
Yeah.
People movie. Yeah.
The link, I haven't actually seen the movie. I've just read the Disney
Oh,
comic, which is so funny.
anyway.
But the link that you have to your Titan is like special. You have like a bond with your Titan. So and you're with them, like he has been with his previous captain for like multiple years. And so he is now like the captain is dying, like he's bleeding out, and you, Jet Cooper, are still this little dweeb, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And the captain gives you permission. He's like, transfer link to Jack Cooper. And so he transfers to Jack Cooper, and the you get the vibe from the Titans that they have this sort of sentience, but you can't quite figure out if it's like just obviously it's like artificial intelligence to a degree, but you're not quite sure if they have like feelings. And so you can choose a couple of dialogue options, like Josh mentioned earlier. You can kind of be snarky or more like nice to BT. Obviously I'm being nice to
Of
BT. You,
course.
but you kind of get to like
Don't ever be mean to BT.
and so you are kind of sad for him. You're like, oh man, like, he's like, oh yeah, like he was a great captain. And I can remember being like young. I mean, like so sad in just the opening of this. Like, man, this is horrible. I feel so bad for BT. Um, so that's kind of how you open, right? You get this bond with this Titan, and you're trying to find the rest of your crew because you just drop shipped. And the Titan's not usable because he's like dead. And so this is kind of like the first opening area. You're trying to find the battery. It gets you used, and I like that the way that the game does it is it gets you used to like traversing as a pilot. Like you're trying to find these batteries, you're fighting bad guys that are attacking you, the IMC, like we mentioned. They have their own kind of like motives that you don't really understand yet. Um, and you hear them like in the background, and you're having to like fight these machines too. You have these like Spectre machines that are also around. But Coleman, did you have anything you wanted to share about like kind of how the game opens with the story? Did you have that emotional impact right off the bat? Or what kind of sticks out to you from like the beginning story beats?
It I love the way that it connects you, like you said, you get thrown into the situation as a literally a brand
Rookie.
stinking new
Yeah.
pilot, and as you're going through, you don't even train to use the jump jets yet, or how to wall run, or like, he doesn't even have that. You take all of the guy's equipment and you get transferred over to the new robot, and it really builds that relationship for me as you start to progress through the game with BT,
Hmm.
and it's almost like a brotherly bond, that
Hmm.
you start to gain
Not
with
for Jericho.
BT.
No, we're trying to
And
bang.
that's Crawdaddy trying to bang Crawdaddy. And it's it's very like there's it's just super connecting to me with him. And there's missions where, like, oh, you think, oh, okay, I can just stay inside the robot the whole time. Like, I'll kill him if robot. Places where he's not, because he's not like a pilot, so you have to eject out of your robot, and you're literally like fighting side by side him on like a corridor, going back and forth, and like you kill the small ones, he kills the big ones, but he's on autopilot, so he's like kind of protecting you, and it's super cool that way they do that. Also, I know this isn't what you asked me, but there's a really cool thing in multiplayer that you can do where you can you can hop on an enemy Titan in multiplayer, rip out a battery from their Titan, and then go back to your Titan and steal health and put health
I
back into your
love
Titan from
that.
that enemy. And it is so
I just want
cool.
to do that
And
now.
if you don't, and if they don't have a battery that you can steal, you straight up pull a grenade and you throw it down the port where the battery was, and it
Oh,
just
I'm
does damage
obsessed.
to them.
That's cool.
This game's savage, y'all. Like it is seriously like you can it's called like rodeoing. You can get on top of a Titan and just beat the shit out of it. Like and but also though, there's a counter to everything in this game. Like everything has like an opposite. So yes, you can get on top of a Titan and do that, but also there are some Titan builds that have smoke that you can push out of you that kills the people on top of you. It's like a poisonous smoke grenade that you can like take out from your Titan. So I just think the game, and you'll see more, of course, as you progress, and hopefully you get to try out the multiplayer. I would love to stream. There's a co-op, the four-person co-op that we could try to do, which would be really fun. Stay tuned for that.
It
Ooh.
really
Yeah.
shows like how why Apex like was so successful despite just
Yes.
coming out and no like marketing for it, no, hey, this is what this game is, this is how you play. Like they learned what they needed to learn and do with Titanfall, and
Yeah.
it was just even this experience is super well balanced based on the things y'all are sharing with me. So it sort of makes sense like why Apex was obviously it was a free game, but obviously it's not all free games are great, but
Yeah.
everybody was playing it
Sure.
and people still play it. Like it was good
Yeah.
at launch. Not a lot of people say they can launch a game like that at launch and have a good idea of balancing.
Yeah, I do have things I want to say about Apex. I know Josh expressed that he wasn't super sold on the story yet, which I do understand because it is, I can see how if you don't have that like immediate connection with like the characters, and it is kind of like some of the elements are more like basic sci-fi, but I promise it builds. Jerica, did you have any like first impressions on how you feel about the story or
Why is my
anything stand
camera
out to you?
doing that again?
Uh-oh.
I don't know why. It keeps getting really bright. Say that one more time. I got distracted
How
by
are you
that.
feeling about the story so far, personally?
I'm like on the same page as Josh right now, but I think it's only because I'm so early on and I don't
Yeah.
know the backstories of these characters. The robot too. I'm trying to get to know the robot. Doesn't want to get to know me. Apparently, that's against the rules to like share a bed with me when I'm your pilot. So, I appreciate the attention to detail and having HR involved. This robot's very hey HR appropriate. But I'll say like it's pretty, and it's only generic because we don't have those details yet right now for me. So
it's very early, but like we mentioned, the campaign is only about 6 to 7 hours, right, Coleman? Would you say that that's about right? How long do you take your
It's very small. You can.
Yeah.
It's definitely about 7 hours. Seven
That's why I
hours is
was
pretty
concerned
pretty
because I keep
close.
hearing it's like, oh, one of the best stories. Well, of course, 40 minutes of my gameplay time was in the training area, but I'm a couple hours in. I was like, I don't. This game's not that long, so
Yeah.
it's gotta get going with that incredible story, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And to be quite frank, me and Coleman probably do have some of that old classic gaming nostalgia
No, it's not just from
associated
you
with it.
two. I've heard
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
no, I
But
hear it from so many
Yeah.
people. Like
okay. Yeah, that's fair.
feel validated because I
Um,
constantly hear this game's great.
Well, I'm excited too. I do think that the where we chose to stop is the Blood and Rust mission, if you're familiar, where you just have your first like boss fight where you fight Kane, which is one of the leaders. Yes, Jerica?
I couldn't beat this. You want to know why? I haven't even got to that guy yet. You know why? Kayla, you ready to know?
Yes.
Better
You didn't tell me there was ticks in the
Yeah.
game. There's ticks.
That's right.
There's ticks in this game, and I hate ticks. Even though they're robot ticks.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And I keep dying. And I'm playing on normal. What am I doing wrong?
That's one of the first things I thought of when I found out they were ticks.
Tick
I was like, Jerica's gonna hate this part.
And they keep killing me.
I actually don't like
ticks
that part
are
either
very annoying in this
because they
game too.
show
Yeah,
up.
they are very annoying.
I'm like jumping around that room. Like, what's funny is I don't.
I'm climbing the walls like real life. Like, oh, there's like
I'm not
five
a
ticks on
huge
the
fan
ground.
of first-person shooter missions where it's like this, where it's like a timer like lasts against like waves. So it's like infinite, and you're just like waiting for like a timer. Destiny does it, Halo does it. And it's a standard kind of thing. It's not my favorite part in shooters, but yeah, the ticks were very annoying in this
I was like,
mission.
when will the valve get released or whatever is
Yeah,
happening here? And I'm sure I'm close, but I literally was playing and I had to
Grenades.
stop
Spam the grenades.
because I needed to hop on
Sorry.
this show. And I was like, God, I'm not good enough. The ticks keep killing me.
I died a few times there.
That's so funny. Yeah, I remember those. Jerica, I totally didn't even think about it. Jerica is
Wrong
like,
with
we have a
you?
whole episode talking about ticks that you could go back and watch.
We got a
It's in the
tick on each.
title.
We both had a
Tick,
tick on our
you can
bodies
watch it on
the
TikTok.
same week. Say within the few hours of each other,
Yep.
different locations. Both of us had ticks.
Yep.
That was the first tick I ever had on my body my whole life.
Trauma. Yeah, for sure. I that's okay. I'm excited. I'm even more excited now to think about where we all are at now and then versus later when we come back and hopefully have completed the story next week. But we all kind of mentioned Apex a little bit. Does anybody else, before we move on to like kind of wrapping up with the main part of the discussion, anything else from like the environmental standpoint? I know we talked about the 2D kind of like sphere earlier with Josh. He gave us a little video game lesson. But anything else that you guys feel about the environment, the visuals, the gunplay kind of
Gun
ties into
great. We can't echo that enough. Everything sounds so good. Every gun's different. Every gun is pretty much fun to play with. I have whatever RS-62 is, that seems to be my favorite gun, but they all have just such a satisfying kick to them and the sound effect, like just
I'm a Hemlock girly, you know? Get
I
that
like
burst.
Hemlock too. Yeah,
That burst. You don't like the
definitely number
burst?
two.
Yeah, I like the
I don't
burst.
like bursts
I like the
historically. And
burst.
fun fact, in Apex, you can toggle the burst off and make it a single shot, which I do like. But yeah,
That's where
anything
the
else?
skills at. That's where the skills are right there.
Yeah. So let's talk about guns a little bit more because, like we kind of mentioned earlier, the sound design is so good on this game. Like, I feel like it's so well like encapsulates like things being closer, things being further away. All the guns sound distinctly different. Do you remember, Jerica? Rewind back in time. We played a game on a mini-sode back when we did mini episodes where I guessed the gun noise. Do you remember that?
Yeah. She was pretty
That
spot on too, I think with most of them.
there's
I
a
remember being
hidden
impressed.
There's a hidden episode. Well, it's not really hidden. You can find it. I need to figure out what episode it's on, but Jerica did like a little game with me where she played all the noises from Apex guns. And I guessed the gun based on the sound. Coleman, I bet you could do it too. We might do that. Maybe we do that next week for you. I bet you
Oh,
could do it.
I bet you I could do that.
Okay. Pencil that in. Producer
All
Josh,
right.
pencil that
That's
in for
content.
next
That's
week.
content. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, everything, so there's a lot of similarities, like we talked about. The same developers, Respawn, have created this massive battle royale game that has been going on for years. It came out in 2019. It's kind of a shadow drop, really
It
came out of
was.
nowhere.
It was.
So Coleman, what did you think when you first saw Apex come out, knowing that it was from the Titanfall developers and knowing that it's this kind of like growing? This is around the time where like battle royales were becoming really large. Like everyone was releasing a battle royale. A lot of things were happening. Like, what were your first thoughts when like Apex came out?
My first thoughts was like I really enjoy all of these characters. I was like, oh man, are they connected to Titanfall in some way? Are they? That's all I wanted to know is if it was connected
Yeah,
somehow. And none of the characters right when they came out were connected. There was
right.
Pathfinder, but he was like he's just a robot that's like in
Yeah,
the same, you know. So I was really interested. It was really fun. The game was
yeah,
very, very fun, and there was like secrets in the games where now in Apex, like very OG Apex, they had heirlooms, but it wasn't even talked about in the game at all. And I remember I was like, how do I get that Wraith heirloom? And now
yeah.
that happens where you can get it for every single character. I was excited for when the new heirloom came out, but it was mainly like I could see the guns. They
You can
are
see the DNA of
exactly the same as
like
they're
the
in Titanfall. Like
hmm
yeah. Like I was like, oh my God, that's this gun type. Oh, that's this gun. And I was like, it's like identical. And once they started slowly introducing characters like, you'll get to it like Ash. She is from Titan
directly. Yeah,
2, and you'll just have to play the campaign to see once you encounter Ash in Titanfall, and then you see her in Apex, you're like, that's cool, but I'm not like
yeah,
you'll see how that pans out and stuff like that. They have like a little background video for her, like when she got introduced and stuff like that. Um, but Apex definitely has that flair of like gunplay and
hmm
like all the different types of guns, like, but it's missing, being a pilot. And that's why these games, like the Apex games, are not pilots. They are not
yeah.
pilots at all. And they're in literally a game. And you'll see what happens in the Titanfall 2 story, how something like this is mentioned a little bit in the game. And you'll see that just a little bit. I mean, you'll just maybe in the background
I'm
or something.
intrigued.
It's very cool to like. It's
Look up
very
on.
cool. It's intriguing, and it's that was the main thing for me with Apex was I at first I wanted Jack Cooper in there. I wanted to be a
Yeah,
pilot. I wanted to wall run and do all this. But as it started coming out, I didn't really want him in the game because
yeah.
it started to become separate. Like I don't know why if you drop Titans in Apex, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't
No.
work that way because one, they're not all pilots, and two, like Apex has its own battle royale system that just wouldn't work with pilots Titans that way. So
Yeah, for sure. And I felt the same way. Like it very much like early game like 2019 when it released, which is only really a few years after the Titanfall 2 came out in 2016. But it definitely was like kind of positioned, I say positioned when it was a shadow drop, like it really didn't have like a plan. But I was automatically looking for those like Easter eggs and the guns, like Coleman mentioned. My favorite gun is the flatline. I love a flatline. I love it in Apex. I love it in Titanfall. Like it has that same feel, same sound. And also when enemies are killed, it has the same sound when they get knocked in Apex. That
hmm
is that right? I don't know. That was kind of not right. But there is a lot more lore now.
seconds with that.
Right. Yes. Um Heroic Headgear said Cooper has been rumored to be coming as a legend for years and still nothing. Flatline is so crunchy. Yes, it is very crunchy. I agree with Coleman though. I don't necessarily want there to be like a direct because to me that gives him even more of an excuse to not make Titanfall 3. Because they're making so much money from Apex still. Like there's so many things you can buy, characters you can buy, the monthly system. But I still love everything about it. I've loved my time with Apex. I've kind of fell off. There's so many. Speaking of, we talked about sweaty
Oh
earlier.
yeah. It's it's difficult at this point.
It's so
There's no like beginner
difficult.
lobby.
No. And even though there's like a rank system, Jerica is a sleeper cell agent
Mhm.
at Apex. Her and Audrey and I have played together before. Really good. I think the skills transfer from other games. But Jerica, did you, I know you played some Apex. Did you notice any similarities? Like, did you immediately recognize anything? How did you feel?
I was like, oh, cool, I can slide. Like it's like the guns immediately just put me in my Apex brain, and I'm like,
Yeah.
knew how to move around this world. So like, I love how glidey and slidey. This is a
It's a
glidey slidey
slidey game.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Josh, you've played Apex, right?
So was gonna say, as a counter to Coleman, it's interesting. I had like a reverse experience because, like I said, I didn't really remember anything about Titanfall 2, but I am an early battle royale player. So I was playing PUBG a lot, like when that was getting big before Fortnite, right? Even
Yeah.
existed. So I was playing PUBG and everything. So pretty much any battle royale that was coming out, I was trying it. And so when this
Yeah.
got like announced, and it was announced in a crazy way because it was announced and came out. It was Shadow Drop. It came out the same day it was announced, which
Yeah.
was insane. And so I knew it was like based, it was Respawn. I'm very familiar with like Respawn, and I knew it was like based in the world, but it wasn't a Titanfall game. But since I didn't
Yeah.
play Titanfall, really, I was like, whatever. And so I jumped into day one. I'm playing Apex Legends, and I did play a pretty good amount of this, especially early on, from when it was released, for a while. I played a lot of it. And so when I booted up Titanfall 2 for this, it was a reverse experience because Coleman was like saying how he noticed things from Titanfall in this. I was opposite. I was like, oh, that's Apex. I was like, oh, all these guns. I was like, oh, these are Apex guns. So like I knew immediately like
So
Hemlock
funny.
and the Flatline. Well, I haven't gotten there
Eva
yet, but
8,
Wingman, the
Spitfire,
Wingman, yeah, all this stuff. Yeah, I was like, oh, I know like all these
All
guns.
Star.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And so that made it immediately like easy because there's a lot of weapons in Titanfall 2, and they do kind of look the same, or the names just are kind of nonsense names. So that was less intimidating for me because like, oh yeah, these are Apex weapons. And then even like in the opening when you're like dropping in Titanfall 2, it's like, oh, it's the drop pod, so there's a lot of visual language that is similar, of course.
Yeah.
And even like the little weapon crates and stuff are like very similar looking. And so, and definitely like Jericho saying, the movement, besides the wall running, that's why I spent so much time in the training because I was like, it's Apex movement plus the wall running. So I was like, oh yeah, this is really fun. And so I was just jumping
Yeah.
around, sliding around everywhere. But yeah, definitely like I have the reverse experience since I played more Apex first.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, that's something I definitely want to talk about because a lot of people either play Titanfall and then are excited for Apex and either are just happy to see those little nuggets of Easter eggs or disappointed that there's not more Titanfall. There's kind of like two different sides I feel like people fall on. Um, but kind of wrapping up this discussion, I feel like we can kind of go, I would say, Coleman, if you're okay with it, we save the Titanfall 3 conspiracies for next week. Maybe we talk about like what has been shared, what has been shared, our hopes and dreams, what we would want for next week, because this time next week you will see us all again, and hopefully we will be able to talk full spoilers about the whole story. If we need another week, that's totally fine. We can play it by ear. But as of right now, our plan is to talk the full completion of the story next week. So definitely, like I mentioned earlier, join our Discord. But before we wrap up, any closing thoughts from anyone? Jericho, is there anything that you're hoping for out of this game? Anything you want more of, less of? Anything on your mind?
Well, I just can't wait to see what it's like to beat the ticks and then see what other loadouts I get or kits for these Titans. Other Titans I can try to control and or change up my Titan. And
Yeah,
so I can't wait to have jump for the Titan. I need to be able to jump.
cool. Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see what you think about the different, because I know like Destiny has like a lot of different kits and like ways you can play. Once you start to unlock some of those, and I know Josh, you mentioned that you were worried about how much time you have left. I feel like a lot happens in a small amount of time, so I'm excited to see like how you feel about as you progress. Um, Coleman, did you have any other closing thoughts? Anything that you want to make sure Jerica and Josh look out for in their playthrough? That you want them to notice or to get to expect?
There is a my you're very close to one of my favorite missions of
Ooh.
probably like any game like any game in general. Like it's like one of my favorite. Kayla knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
There is an extremely fun there's an extremely very fun mission in Titanfall. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil anything about it, but it's very, very, very fun. Like it changes a game mechanic that affects everything. But it's only for that mission. You don't get to use it anywhere else in the game. It's just for the mission. Really, this is the longest mission of the game. So it's it's something you need to be looking forward to. You'll know it when you get it. Trust me. It's very fun, and I'm very excited for if you do beat the game, I can finally talk about everything because I'm so excited, and I just want to talk about the game, the story, the connections, and everything. And um, I think Josh, you will definitely get a certain itch when you find more of the different kinds of Titans. Like you'll find a class where you're like, nah, I don't really. That guy's not cool, or like this guy's not cool, but you'll find more, and I think Jericho will too. Um, Definitely be looking out for a mission that is coming very soon. That's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, definitely when you pick up the Titan classes, guys, like use them because you'll get to see and it'll show you like a little pop-up. Guys, guess what? You're gonna hate me for this. I'm playing on keyboard and mouse.
Oh, I have too. No,
You
this is a
are?
keyboard and
Okay.
mouse game. This is a
Okay,
keyboard and mouse
okay.
game. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm
Jericho, are you
playing with
playing
like
with
a
controller?
I'm playing with my DualSense Edge.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
Have you had any?
sweet.
Does it support oh wait, no, the DualSense
Well,
controller? Oh, probably
funny
not.
enough, I feel like Jordan's been trying to tell me it works just fine, but the app, there's a PlayStation accessory app that you use on PC, and it helps my controller work with my PC. But I use this because I
Mhm.
like have the back paddles. Like I play bumper jumper, so like I use this to jump,
Hmm.
and this is my run, and that's
That's
my
pro
melee.
controller, the shooter controls for sure.
This is how I play Destiny and every FPS.
Yeah.
But that's my jump button, and that's
Yeah.
I forget what this actually does. Usually it's melee, but I have it doing something else. I can't remember in this game, but that's what I'm using.
Side note, have you guys ran over people in the Titan yet?
No, not that I've noticed.
I tried.
Just
You've been doing
Tell, like,
multiplayer. It's pretty
uh,
crunchy.
it's very disturbing, but in like a fun, satisfying
I
way.
guess I need to be
Hell
looking
yeah.
down more or something. I don't think I noticed. I ran towards someone. And I don't really notice. Like,
The scale is pretty significant. Like, especially if you're standing beside your Titan, like it's a pretty big difference when you're in Titan versus out of Titan. So I definitely can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts after you kind of experience that like multifaceted a little bit more, like in and out of Titan combat experience. So lots of things to look forward to. Heroic Headgear said bumper jumper in 2025 is wild.
I do have
Um,
one tip.
yes.
I do have one tip. And when you're fighting a Titan and their health goes critical, like and it has that like caution bar for their health, what I want you to do is go up to them, melee them. Then you form
oh,
execution on the enemy Titan while
yes.
you're in a Titan,
Okay.
and it's
Oh,
very,
that's
very
cool.
cool.
Yes.
And they the executions change for which Titan you're playing as. So like you'll do one with Hone, like Josh said, and you'll like shoot them in the air, or so like throw them in the air and shoot them, or
A
like something crazy like
finisher.
that. And they'll change for each class that you have. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good tip. Any other tips that we should make sure that they do before we come back next week? I'm trying to think. Um, I would try to play multiplayer, but I don't really want you to get spoiled in multiplayer on like some of the classes. What do you think, Coleman? Should we have him play multiplayer before or no?
I would wait. I would play the
Okay.
campaign first, and then you're gonna like go into the. I will say this as a tiny spoiler, Jerica. You do to throw your own ticks in the campaign. You get it's like it's kind of like, but kind of you have like a little disc, and you can throw your own ticks at people if that makes you feel a little bit better about
Yep.
it.
Stay tuned. I don't know how that's going to feel yet. I got to try it out. We'll see.
Wow. I forgot about that. I'm excited.
It might help me get over my fear of ticks if I didn't just weaponize them. Maybe I'll be less scared.
Cathartic for
Yeah.
Jerica. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Coleman, for walking us through this discussion, our professional Titanfall reviewer.
Thank you for having
Of
me.
course. Well, you'll be back, so don't worry. He's sticking around.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I need to be your favorite sibling. So I'm the favorite. Don't pick Coleman as the favorite. P Swag was in here earlier. The she followed my Titan guy. He was in here earlier and said you were very handsome in the chat. And
Oh,
I
there. Thank you. Thank
I
you
think
so
he's
much.
gone already, but he did say, what did he say? He said, I forget exactly. He said something funny about us, but anyways, thanks y'all. This was a great discussion, and thanks for letting me wax poetic about one of my favorite games of all time. Jerica appeased me by letting me pick this game.
I'm in the mid, so I'm gonna play a little bit more. I'm gonna try to kill all these ticks after this.
Yeah, be on the lookout for a potential multiplayer from us.
Daddy.
Crawdaddy.
My
And
sweet.
that's the canon name from now on.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for sticking around. Chat Heroic Headgear, one of your favorite games of all time. So I appreciate your contributions to the conversation. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
BTC.
Crawdaddy.
Should be stopped.
Crawdaddy long legs.
Frog daddy, long legs, frog leg.